Hi, this is Dr. Fox, licensed psychologist in the state of Texas. And in this video, I want to talk about breakups and heartbreak. And this can be a particularly difficult issue for those along the BPD spectrum. And heartbreaks are difficult for everybody. Breakups are difficult whether you know they're coming, you suspect they're coming, or they just occur out of the blue. So let's kind of dive into it and let's pick it apart. And hopefully I can give you some perspective and some strategies in how to manage it as well. So let's get into it. So breakups, I think first, when we talk about breakups and heartbreak, I think we need to look at the sort of landscape, that dating relationship landscape. And I think part of it is very different nowadays in many ways because there seems like so many options, right? There's all of these, there's Tinder and there's Match.com and there's all these different, online things. And they're not good or bad. Everybody has their different perspective and stuff like that. And that's all well and good. But I think what it does is it does create sort of a paradox of choice, which is that it feels like there are so many options that you can't decide which one. So what happens is that we're always looking at the other side of the fence, which is the grass is always greener, right? That there's always a better person, that there's always another option. And I think what happens is that it takes away from us working on our relationships and sticking with it. Now, does this mean that's true for everybody? Absolutely not. But it's important to realize that a lot of people do hold that perspective, that because it appears like there's so many options, so many folks aren't willing to really work through their relationship. Now, let me just add a little aside to that. If you're in a relationship where someone is mistreating you, you certainly don't deserve that. If someone is neglecting you or anything like that, I'm not saying that then, oh, well, you should work through that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm talking about in relationships where there isn't violence, where there isn't gaslighting, where there isn't negative and hurtful, emotional, psychological, physical, or, certainly sexual abuse or anything like that. Outside of those issues, where you have just a relationship where you're trying to get along, you're trying to function, you're trying to be on the same page. And outside of those other options, right, when you're in that relationship and when that heartbreak occurs, sometimes folks, they don't see it coming. And I think for those with BPD who struggle with this unstable self-image, a lot of times there is that hero and zero component, right, that idealization and that devaluing. And I think that certainly complicates relationships. And we just add these two components and look at that. You can imagine that the breakup really gets to that core content, that content of self. And many individuals with BPD have abandonment issues, rejection fears, and things of that nature. And I think when a breakup does occur, it empowers that BPD speak, that family in the head that says, see, you are broken. See, you are no good. See, you are this, that, or the other thing. And what I want to do is encourage you to push back on that, because that is the fallacy of BPD. And it is this internal voice and critic and BPD lens that distorts not only how you see your relationships and others, but how you see yourself. And what that BPD does in your head is it starts to tell you, oh, you'll be alone forever, that you will be desolate and empty inside. And that creates a lot of fear. And that fear, this sense of I'll always be alone and I have no worth and I have no value and I have to find someone or get back with this person or do something to show this person that I love them enough to get them back. And that's where that breakup and heartbreak really impacts that individual and attacks their sense of self-concept. And what I want to do is I want you to hear this and to push back on that and to know that is not the case. I don't tell a lot of personal stories in the videos and stuff, but I'm going to tell you one now. And that is right. I remember I was 16 years old, first breakup, right? And the first breakup was just like, we're always like, oh, it's gut wrenching, and we're like, oh my God, they broke up with me and I didn't see it coming or anything like that. And you're probably thinking, oh, he's really cute. Why would someone break up with him? Well, it happened. But anyway, so broken up and I remember, I'm really sad and I'm really down. And, so I went to my dad and I was talking to my dad about it. And I was like, hey, she broke up with me and, da, 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 da. And he said, I understand where you're coming from. And he gave me some encouragement and stuff like that, which is really important, which I'm telling you to do for yourself. And hopefully you have a healthy other who can help you. So in this instance, right, it was my dad. And he said to me, and this always stuck with me. And he said, you have to think about it statistically. If you found one person to date you, the odds are really good that you'll find another, and then another, and then another. And that turned out to be very, very true. And what it also did, it allowed me experience it as I got older and was dating, and people would break up with me and stuff like that, and you would kind of deal with it. And sometimes I would break up with them, and and things like that for different reasons. But I realized that I need to learn from each of these experiences, what type of person I connected with, what type of person helped me grow, and what type of person kind of maybe took away from me from the inside. They took away components that helps us grow, develop, see ourselves, encourage ourselves to achieve the most that we can out of the life that we're living. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. If you don't have someone who is that positive voice, that you become that voice. Push back on that BPD speak, that inner critic, that family in the head that tells you that you're broken, less than, that you can't do these things, that you can't be successful, that first of all, you don't need anyone else to do those things. Having someone else is nice, right? And to want to be with someone, but it's that need, and I talk about that in a lot of my videos, that if you're in a relationship where you need to be with someone, there tends to be a lot of codependency in those relationships. There tends to be a lot of drama, trauma, other types of issues in those relationships. And those are the ones that keep you stagnant, that keep you stuck. And also remember what my dad said to me. Statistically, if one person was willing to date you, someone else will as well, and you'll be okay. Find that person who fits for you. And it's not just one person, that there may be several. Be in that relationship that you want to be in, that you deserve, that helps you grow, because those are the things that are really important, particularly if you're also contending with BPD. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Please love and take care of yourself and tell yourself positive things and grow and develop and push back on all that negative BPD lens and BPD speak and all that stuff. I wish you all the best, and please take care. Bye-bye.